Good morning, Flosstube. I'm Veronica. This is my cross-stitch channel. Thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for returning if you've been here before. I don't have much to show this week, but I did get a lot of stitching done, so you'll see what I mean in just a minute. Let me keep looking at my notes here. Sorry. So I worked on. I only have like two whips this week. You guys probably, if you've watched my channel before, you'll see that I don't really have too many whips. I've been stitching for a long time on and off, but I only recently discovered Flosstube, and I never really considered stitching on more than one thing at a time. And last year I tried to do Stitch Mania, which I didn't really enjoy because I really want to make some progress on the thing. I want to see what it is a little bit. And so it was kind of hard to be motivated through it. So I'm not going to do that again this year. But I did get a lot of different projects and different things to try. So I like that aspect of it. The first thing that I want to show you is the Tiny Modernist Stitch Along from 2017. Focus. Just a cute little Halloween stitch along here. It was released in 3 different parts, or 4 parts, one for the border and one for each of the sections. And I don't have much progress on it. Let me show you here. If I can, I will insert a picture here of what it looked like last time. And last time was probably my first video because I haven't really stitched on this much since then. This is what it looks like now. So the only thing I did was a little witch in the corner with the orange hair. She's so cute. She's tiny. But yeah, this is stitched on a 28 count casual linen in tarnish by Picture This Plus. So it's like a dark gray kind of. And so yeah, I really just wanted to have something else for this video and wanted to break up my stitching on Portrait of Veronica a little bit, so I'll show you that next. I guess I don't need to put them back in bags in the video. I can do that later. So the big project that I've been working on is Mirabilia's Portrait of Veronica by Nora Corbett. So I'm stitching on her because she has the same name as me, and I thought it was a really pretty design. As you can see, well, you'll see in some of the things that I want to show you today. I really like Mirabilia. So, if I can, I'll insert a picture of where she was last time, which was 2 weeks ago. And here's where I am now. So I got a lot done on the back of her dress here. I'm still just doing regular stitches. I haven't done there's some back stitch in here for like the design of her dress, and obviously I haven't done any beads yet, so you see kind of like holes here and there. But this is stitched on 32 count linen, wood shell linen that is in Star Sapphire, which is the same fabric the model is stitched on. I had a lot of time to stitch on her because we had like a really big snowstorm last weekend. It was Monday was Martin Luther King Day, so the kids had off school. I didn't have off work, but still the kids had off school, and then the snowstorm was so bad that they were still clearing the roads, and Tuesday they used a calamity day for the schools. So during the blizzard, I was just sitting and stitching. I got a lot done, especially a lot of the black. By the way, this calls for 4 skeins of DMC 310. I'm pretty sure I've gone through 3 of them already. One thing I wanted to talk about is beading. I haven't done the beads yet on this. I haven't done this many beads on anything yet, so I'm curious how it goes. I'm a little nervous. And I've read things about people who say, you know, oh, if you're stitching on 32 count, the beads get really crowded and it doesn't look nice, and sometimes you have to remove a bead. So I'm a little worried about that, but I was kind of making things up as I go in some places, and if I made a mistake, sometimes I would just leave it and see if I can get around it. So probably will be okay. But the reason, so I want to finish that by my birthday if I can. I keep saying that, and I keep saying, oh, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know, after that really productive couple of weeks there, maybe, but I'm not going to kick myself if it doesn't. So my birthday's March 4th. I'm going to be 40. And the reason, I haven't really explained the reason why I want to finish this one by my birthday, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess, if I don't. But I want to start another one that I really like, another Mirabilia. This is Stargazer, which is a popular pattern, but I just think it's so beautiful. And I have trouble relating to Portrait of Veronica. I'm not that fancy. But like Stargazer, I just really enjoy the stars, or the night sky is beautiful, and I could see being her, you know what I mean? So one thing though, I don't like the fabric that they stitched it on. It doesn't look like the night sky to me. It doesn't look dark, and so I purchased, let me take it out of the bag so it's not so shiny. This is, what is this? 32 count Belfast linen, picture this plus mystic. So, as you can see, it's very, it's going to be big enough. I guess it's not as big a pattern, but it's, which I think this will work nicely for it. I did like a floss toss on it, and I was a little worried because, where is it? Because it's, as you can see, it's got a lot of like blues in there already, and I don't want her to like fade in, but it didn't seem to be much of an issue. So, but the thing I'm concerned about with this is that it's much more dyed than, say, the fabric for Portrait of Veronica. So I know it's going to be smaller probably than 32 count. I measured this one, it really is 32 count. I'm going to have to measure this one. I'm still worried about the beads because this one has, it's really hard to tell, but up here it's got like an insane amount of beads for the stars and stuff like that. And they're all right next to each other, whereas Veronica doesn't have as much of that. Portrait of Veronica doesn't have as much of that. So, I will put these back over there later. So next I want to talk about some purchases. So in my last video, I mentioned that there was a sale on Mirabilia charts. So you're going to think I'm crazy, but at everything cross stitch. So there was, and I ordered a bunch of them. This is Renaissance Mermaid. I'm just going to stand up here. Persephone. Titania, Queen of the Fairies. And this one I didn't order. They sent it to me by mistake. So I ordered Enchanted Mermaid. They sent me Enchanted Dreamer by accident. And they were cool about it when I messaged them. I mean, I don't dislike this pattern, but I definitely want to get the one that I ordered. So supposedly they've shipped it out, and I'll hopefully get it and be able to ship that one back to them. I'm hoping today. The other purchase, I placed another order for another Omnic frame back in December 21st, and they tried to deliver it yesterday, but it required a signature, and I was at work, so I'm going to go pick it up at the post office today, so I don't have that to show you yet. I've been stitching Veronica on a scroll frame now and using my Lowry stand, and I love the Lowry stand. Last weekend I was practicing two-handed stitching because I've never done that before, and that's part of the reason I think I was able to get so much done. Once my left hand could figure out how to use the needle, because I'm right-handed, it went really, really fast. I mean, much faster than of course, when I'm not stitching the skin 1/1, everything seemed to go faster, but this it was crazy fast, so I liked it. And so I'm looking forward to the better frame that's going to hold my fabric tighter and make it even a little more easy on the edges to stitch. So that's good. So the next things I want to talk about aren't really stitchy related. So feel free to depart if you're not interested in hearing about them, but don't have much. It won't be that long either, so your call. So I listened to an audiobook. I listened to The Good Neighbor, the Fred Rogers biography. I grew up with Mr. Rogers. Many of you who are my age probably did too. In fact, many ages, because I think he was on the air for like 50 years or something. Not just Mr. Rogers, but various things. And it's read by, if you can see a teeny tiny picture, it's read by LeVar Burton, the audiobook. That was kind of cool, nice touch. I think there was like a movie made of this last year too, which I haven't seen yet. But yeah, it was good biography. It went into a lot of detail, like some biographies do. Very pro Pittsburgh, but then at the end of the audiobook, there's the last disc, one of the last tracks on the last disc, because I have CDs, right? Is the interview with the author, and I think he's part of the Pittsburgh Foundation. So it's like, oh, that explains it. But it was good. It painted a very nice picture of him, and I thought that was good. The other thing I've been up to in what little spare time I have is I've been playing a video game. I don't know if you guys like video games, but I think people who like cross stitch might like this one. It's called Grease. It's on iPhone. I use the digital download, so I don't have like an actual disc to show you. Grease means gray in Spanish, and it's very artfully done. I feel like people who like to stitch like art and like creativity a lot, so I figured you guys might enjoy it. I don't think it's a very long game. I'm not that far into it, but I usually would prefer to stitch, and also when I do get the itch to play a video game, my kids are usually on the Switch, so I don't spend a whole lot of time on it. But it starts off in a sad world. She's just had like a tragic loss, and it's hard to explain, but the main character, I don't even know her name. There's not much dialogue in the game. It starts off though black, white, and gray, and you go work through, solve puzzles, and eventually find the colors to get back in the game. It's more and more beautiful, and the music is very pretty too. So it was recommended to me by a friend, and it's very like watercolory as well. So like Mirabilia is our watercolory too. My cat is playing with something. So. That's all I have. It's going to get very cold here in Northeast Ohio next week. I suspect that my kids will get another calamity day. I'm not telling them that because I don't want them to get excited just in case it doesn't happen. But I think like Wednesday, the high is going to be 0 Fahrenheit, which is very cold for us. So for those of you in similar cold temperatures, stay warm. For those of you who are in warm locations right now, stay cool. My Instagram is vdancer0304, so feel free to follow me on there. Although I haven't been posting to Instagram as much as I would like, but oh well. And yeah, that's all I have. So remember to always think critically, enjoy your stitching, and I will see you next time. Bye!